Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to be short. So, whoever is member of my community, welcome back. Who is not, please do subscribe. Here's the deal. About 3 weeks ago, somebody put my condominium where I live, for sale with one of the real estate websites. It's really got me scared. In the end, it ended up being some kind of a glitch. Supposedly it happens. But it made me realize how vulnerable you are when we're talking about, in general, finances. So this is one of those videos about gangstalkers who rob you, de facto rob you. This is for a second time. Almost happened to me, thanks God. The 2017, somebody, when I went to Salt Lake City to take care of my mother, suddenly somebody, when my mother ended up in the hospital, within 5-6 minutes, somebody placed a request under the name of some real estate agent that they can have access to the apartment. And fortunately, there is a system in condominium system. If you live in the condominium, there is a system that warns you that somebody asked to have access to place you live. So this is what if it was Saturday, and usually I leave sometimes Saturday or Sunday. I simply leave my iPhone. I don't care about emails. But this time I ended up actually checking because I was with my mother in the hospital and I had simply was sitting there taking care of family. I had time to do that. So here's the deal. The real estate as by itself is really good thing because the sometimes if you buy a place for yourself or for resale in very specific areas that can jump in price within sometimes several times, or just the opposite, if you made a mistake, you can have it sitting on the market for very long time, like mine does. Actually, it's off the market for a while, but it's gonna go back one day, and this is what happened. And I had this practically had a shock, like a really shock. I mean, you can have an apartment for 17 years, like it was within the family, 17 years, and yet some scum will try to rob you. And not just that, it's very profitable because whatever you do, you still have equity after a long time. And if you don't, there's a specific amount of money. If you don't reach over in the profit, you practically had the stuff free. And looks like in Atlanta there is a market for this type of stuff, and you have to be really careful. One of the south, this big city in the south, and there are some issues. And I read and watched videos. There are people explaining how sometimes it happens and how they're being ripped off. For instance, one of the worst situations in the south is it's called last time account change. For instance, somebody, but this is only hits whoever buys the apartment, not who lives there. I usually, in order to avoid this, I have a specific thing. I will tell you what I do. So it's called the last moment account change. So this is somebody is buying an apartment and sign documents. In the last moment, somebody can change the lawyer or real estate can change the accounts, and actually, instead of going to the account of a person you buy apartment from, it goes to somewhere else, and then you end up practically losing the money because some accounts are traceable, but some are fake, or even not fake, but they're done wrong. So I usually what I do, if you sell something, you don't get out of the place you sold at least 3-4 weeks or even a month. Ask for 45 days. It's even better when you do negotiation deal. Say I need to be in an apartment. I cannot move out right away. So when usually this thing happens, if there's a crooks over there, they won't take the deal because they want you out of the apartment even before you sign. This way, they transferred everything, and then you come back and you cannot get in. So the thing is very simple. If somebody try to steal money from you, they will do it some way. But if you made part of the deal to be in an apartment after you sold the apartment, be in the apartment as long as possible. Sometimes there's some people who have up to 45 days. You say, I cannot move out because I have family issue or I have some kind of a medical issue. And usually it's done this way. When you sign the sale agreement and then you sign the sales itself, there is a waiting period, and whoever buys your apartment can say, I don't want it, and go back within 3 days. Or sometimes some companies even actually have 5 days. But you have to watch out. For instance, if you have a long weekend or some kind of holiday, in about 3 days of the week, so sometimes, I said, it's going to be 6, 7 days even. Okay? So even if you have the money first day and you start spending, and the guy say, no, I don't want it, you have to go back even whatever you spent. You see? But as I said, the worst is when people try to steal stuff from you. And that's why within 30 days or 3 weeks even, the least 3 weeks, if you can have it, you will have your money, because it's assured, it's already came. The buyer didn't change his mind or her mind, and so within like 3 weeks you can be out. But usually, when you're done, it's up to you when. But you have up to 3 weeks, for instance. So some places they said it's up to 45 days. So. This is what I want to say. As I said, somebody tried to put a scam on me. It was Friday. One of those weekends situations that you cannot sleep 2 days after. Anyway, this is the first video. The second video, later I will do about one part of medical gang stalking. Going to be just one issue. Have a good evening.